Hey, my name is Dave Willis, and I'm head of creative here at Delve. Let's talk about performance creative. While Delve is not a creative agency, we don't do large-scale brand campaigns. We do, however, have a large creative practice made up of both designers and creative developers. I personally have over 25 years of experience working on both the agency side and on the client side. And I've worked on a wide range of branding and performance campaigns over the years for clients such as UNICEF, Partners in Health, AT&T, Chili's, Wynn Resorts, the list goes on. At Delve, we see creative as a vital part of media performance. Content is one of the 6 work streams within the audience-first giving pyramid. But to make creative that moves donors up the giving pyramid, creative needs to be both personalized and dynamic. That's why we work within DoubleClick Studio for programmatic display and closely with media buying platforms for other channels. When talking about display, we focus our efforts on rich media dynamic display. Time and time again, we see that animated creative performs better than static creative. And to take it one step further, we develop creatives that use dynamic feeds to control content in the ads, such as imagery and messaging, giving us the ability to dynamically show the right content to the right audience based on who they are and where they are in the user journey. Using dynamic creative also gives us the ability to test things quickly, whether it's testing how images of happy people versus images of sad people affects performance, or simple CTA language tests. It's a great tool to use for continuously improving our campaigns. An example of how using rich media dynamic creative affects that performance can be seen with one of our nonprofit clients. We began our engagement with our client by initially using the creative they provided, which were simply static JPEG banner ads. Sticking closely to their brand guidelines, our creative team redesigned their ads and developed animated templates that were driven by dynamic content feeds. And we immediately saw a 500% increase in ROAS. That's huge. Recently, the biggest thing we've been incorporating into our creative process is the adoption of generative AI. We use LLM tools such as ChatGPT and Gemini for search, and tools such as DALL-E for visual assets. It's important to note, though, that AI is not a novelty. Traditional AI, essentially machine learning, is what our data teams have been using for years for audience segmentation. Generative AI is new, though, and it enables us to not only segment the audiences, but also to create tailored content for those audiences in real time, using those LLMs. For example, we're working with a vendor for one of our nonprofit clients where we can generate personalized thank you emails from their CEO to every donor. It's like hiring individual giving officers for every mass donor, but without the associated people costs. Finally, yes, we are not a brand creative agency. However, through the Worldwide Partners Network, our network of sister agencies, we have access to some of the best creative agencies in the world. And we frequently partner across this network to deliver best-in-class brand activations for our clients. A perfect example of this is how we provided our client, Charity Water, with an opportunity to be a part of the Young Indies competition, where a number of agencies compete and submit high-level brand campaign concepts, all at no cost to the client. Now, before I wrap up, working with mission-driven organizations just hits differently. Having been in the advertising industry for over 25 years, with so many of those years working on clients whose sole focus was just to generate more profit, it is so incredibly refreshing and rewarding to be able to work with mission-driven nonprofits whose main focus is simply to help people. Whether it's to help children and families around the world who are in desperate situations, or to provide support to those affected by cancer or other life-changing events, it just gives me such a sense of purpose, knowing that my efforts have a direct impact on making life better for those in need. Thank you so much for considering Delve as your performance media partner.